Okay, here we are on a Wednesday where I do a little bit of a lesson, some classes about how we shift our energy, how we move into 5D, how we are to operate when we are getting guidance, how we're going to get guidance, how can we open up to guidance, all that kind of thing. This is my purpose of being here, to help you understand that the dragons are here at this specific time on the planet to help us move from 3D to 5D. And I'm going to be explaining a little bit more about what actually it means to be in 3D and what it means to be in 5D. It may be something you've heard before, or it may be something that you haven't heard before. So I know that you're here because you're interested in your spiritual journey, because you are spiritual already. You're already following some principles and some practices about being spiritual. In other words, yes, you are interested and you're moving into this new world, this new paradigm, this spiritual experience, knowing that you are spirit, knowing that you have a soul, and knowing that your human is carrying your soul. All of that means that you're on your spiritual path. We're ascending into working in a more spiritual way. We're moving from 3D to 5D. If you are currently a spiritual person running a spiritual business, are you taking your best advice and are you having your best advantage in your spiritual life and spiritual business? Then you will not be ignoring the spiritual part of you. You will be able to source accurate life and business guidance for strength, for your progress, for your success. So give your access to your spirituality your priority that it deserves. You deserve to be accessing more than just what you're thinking. It's not just what you see out in front of you. There is stuff going on behind that's available for you, that's beyond your vision, that's available for you. This is you accessing into your spirituality. Until I considered it, until I used this in my own experience to be conscious that my business had a will of its own, that there were messages going on for me, I really missed so much. That my business, being conscious, the conscious part of me, my highest self in flow, here to meet me on a purpose, that was my biggest and my best business partner. It wasn't employing a coach, it was actually accessing into the wisdom of my business that existed through me, that I was able to get so much guidance, that I was able to just tune in and say, what is the name of this program? Where are my clients? What do they want from me? I was able to get so much guidance back just by opening up in the way that I normally did, and allowing myself, even in my meditations, even allowing myself to go deeper within my meditations, being guided by the dragons to go beyond this world and see what was available. Until I was able to do that, I was kind of lost with doing things the way that someone else was telling me to do things, or thinking that this strategy or that strategy or what worked for someone else was going to work for me. Sometimes it is so particular to you that you have to be able to be the one to discover it, that you have to be able to be the one that brings this through. So until I was asking my business, which was the greater, the biggest, the best CEO and marketer and manager and everything that I'd ever discovered, until I was able to do that, I thought, probably just like you, that I was responsible. I was the one that always had to come up with the answers. I was the one who was the leader. I had to be thinking of the best solutions. I had to follow the crowd. I had to see what other people were doing and adapt that for myself. I was maybe taking other people's headlines. I was maybe looking at the way other people were doing things. I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't being me. I wasn't bringing what I had to bring into the world. I was bringing a different version of what someone else was doing into the world. And that's where the frequency completely and utterly changed. So by following the crowd, I had to keep my prices low. By following the crowd, I had to do what other people were doing and, you know, what I was being told to do, when I could have in fact just asked. If you're here, if you're in business, or even if it's anything to do with your life and you're looking for advice, you're looking for something that's way bigger than you to come in and just kind of go, come on, I'm gonna pull this up by the bootstraps. We're gonna do this in a different way. So this is how I run my business now. And it's still evolving, and I'm still finding even better ways to go in and do this. But it turned everything 180 degrees around when I knew that's guidance. Okay, so I've just been told to write a book. I've just been told to create the dragon cards, which if you're around me, then you'll know these dragon cards. This is when I had the guidance and I was interviewing, and I came through and I had all these interviews everywhere, and I was just like, well, what am I supposed to do with them? And they said, make them into dragon cards. I'm like, dragon cards? Never heard of it. Like, well, of course, because it's not supposed to be something that anyone else has done. So I was given the images, I was given the messages, I was shown exactly which messages belongs to which of the 8 dragons. So I was opening up my channels, and I was asking, what exactly is it that you want me to do with these? I was asking my business. I was asking into the, the highest realms, what is it that I'm here for? What am I here to do? This is what changed my business around 180 degrees. Even though I was spiritual, I'm connected to my soul, I was in communication with the dragons, sometimes I just missed the mark that I could actually still be asking my business other things. I could be asking. It is a conscious part of me. I ushered this part of this business through me into this world. But I was skipping some of the consciousness in my own business that it knew best. So I had the means to be spiritual, but I didn't use the means to be spiritual, that tilt that I had, the angle that I had, to just open up and just ask and let the information to come through. And this is what I'm absolutely brilliant at, is teaching other people to do exactly the same things. So for example, if you have an idea of a business, or if you don't have an idea of business, if you're still waiting to find out what your true purpose is, what we do is we do a reading for your business. We allow the business to come through. We allow the business to kind of create this whole vision, this whole feeling, this whole strategy, this whole marketing idea to come through you by asking. We do a business reading, so we're asking the business what it is that you're here for. Why is that important to you? How are we going to make this come through, and how are we going to put that out there? So we're being very specific in tuning into your business. It can be a fault sometimes that you tune into someone else's business and you get information from for their business. We want to tune into your specific business, your specific clients, soul-to-soul communication with your clients. Tune into the purpose and the mission of your business. Focus in on that, so much so that you know that you're getting some information coming through. And then we ask that part of you, of your business, that consciousness, to start giving us some feedback. What would be the best name for this program? Where can we find the best logo? How can we create the best logo, the image? Who can draw that out for us? What are our colours? What is our message? What's the underlying message? And then every now and again we still tune into that, so that you're just always evolving with the business. It's never that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting the same results. Running a business that is guided just opens up the whole world to you. It is so big, it is so massive, it is so beautiful. It is stunning to be running a guided life for yourself, as well as being able to run a guided business that is allowing you the best information, the best up-to-date information of how to run your business. And I saw this years ago with some other people that I was watching, and they were doing this. I was like, oh my God, I just got the idea to run this particular challenge or run this particular, and boom, they just got so many people on board, or this other person didn't get so many people on board, but just got like the real juicy handful of people that they could really transform in a very short space of time. Every single business is different, just like every single one of you has a different thumbprint. You are individual. So if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, you might be wondering, how do I navigate all of this ascension? How do I navigate these frequency shifts and that come with this general awakening, and how you run your business with spirit? How do you run your business and have truly beautiful, accurate guidance? How can you manifest opportunities and people and get information in an ascended way? So you're opening up to the spirit guides. You're opening up to what I call the dragons, because I find them the most amazing, most accurate, hit the nail on the head, cutting that hot knife through butter. They're like, nothing else is standing in your way. We're going to do this. And they're so, keep you so on target that they can guide you through all these remarkable differences and challenges and frequency shifts and all the stuff that comes up for you as the human in your subconscious. The dragons are absolutely amazing at guiding you through this particular ascension. And that's basically what they're here for. That's what the messages of the cards were all about. And when I got the messages, I was like, oh, that's nice. And then the more I read them and the more I understood, I was like, oh my God. And one of the questions I asked the dragons at the time is like, what is this all about? What am I here for? And they're like, you are here for the evolution of the population. I'm like, oh, that's big. That's bigger than me. I can't do that. And their whole response was, it's not about you. You're not doing it, Fiona. We will guide you so that you're in the right place at the right time. You're saying the right thing. It's not planned. It doesn't stay the same forever. It is just fluid and it is flowing and it will just keep growing. Oh, that rhymes. So more and more people are able to wake up to this frequency change. No matter where you are on the planet, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your business is doing, no matter how you live, no one will be able to escape the fact that the frequencies are changing, shifting on the planet. It's like we're spinning faster. Manifestations that you get right, that you're able to home in on, they happen and they just appear so much faster for you as well. Things happen faster in this particular way, this 5D world. And more people are waking up to that. And also there will be just a bigger divide as to who goes down this particular path and really runs with it and loves it, and those who kind of go, yeah, I think I'm going to keep on doing things in the same way. But I know that most of us for a time are kind of like in this world and then we're in that world, or we're running in this world and then we're running in this world. We've got like a foot in both worlds, but at some point you need to choose which way do you want to go. And it's the riskiest thing I think I ever did in my business was, or my life, kind of going, I'm going to choose to be guided. I'm going to choose to not get my 2 size 5 feet in the way or get my head in the way. I'm going to allow all of this to come through. And I thought it was risky. It wasn't risky at all. Actually, it's the best thing I've ever done. But it's a process. Now, there's a brief synopsis that I want to go through of what actually 5D is. So if you understand what 5D is, great. But for some people who are new to this, or they just need it explained in a different way, I'm just going to explain exactly what the difference between 3D and 5D living is. Because it's a whole different way of working and operating, as the dragons say, in a different frequency. You are doing things in a different way. So, did you know that the consciousness on the planet was changing? We are shifting from 3-dimensional into 5-dimension. And all of what that means is that it is a more spiritual and a more beautiful journey that we are going on. It is our biggest difference as when people thought the world was flat. To, hi Simona, when people thought the world was flat, as opposed to that the people discovered that the world was round. It is that big a difference in what is happening now on the planet when we go between 3D and 5D. It is as big a difference, if you like to think about it, as when the dinosaurs were roaming the earth until the dinosaurs are not roaming on the earth. That is the big difference between living and working and enjoying a 3D experience and moving into the 5D experience, which is just so much joy and kindness and compassion. And I'm going to explain all of that in a minute. So you will need some extraordinary, rebellious, raucous, ridiculous navigation to get through some of these changes that are going to go on for you, and they're going to go on for you in your business as well, because you won't be able to do things in the same way. Suddenly things will just stop working. It could be a relationship that stops working, it could be your business that stops working, or you struggle. It's just like, what is going on here? And most of the time it's just like, well, you haven't asked. You say you're spiritual, but we're not moving into the spiritual way until you've actually asked the consciousness of your business or of the relationship, what's going on here? So you're getting the guidance. This is the importance of being able to get guidance in for your own life and living the guided life in everything that you do, living the guided life, seeing the signs and the nudges when they come up. When you awaken, let's just put it that way, when you know that there's conscious, when you know that there's a metaphysical reason behind the symptom, when you know that there's a reason behind your flat tire, when you know there's a reason behind your finances are not working, like, how do I need to change in order to get my finances back to what is it in me that's creating this? So when you do the wake up, so some people go through a big dark night of the soul and they get this wake up happening. And they think, oh, thankfully, I get it. I understand what that was all about now. I understand that we're going through this big awakening, and this was my big awakening. Oh, how nice. I understand about spirit. I understand about angels. I understand about dragons. That's it. I'm awake now. It's like, oh, hang on. You've understood that there is a different way to live between 3D and 5D. It's not just like, poof, oh, here we go, it's my little magic wand, poof, and everything is going to work out really, really well for you. Your fairy godmother comes along and she said, everything is going to work out for you really well from now on. You've woken up, you understand what's going on. What really happens is, this is when the work starts for you internally, because you have to be able to look at things in a different way. Every single thing in your life is kind of shaken up, and your health maybe, or your wealth, or your body, or your relationships, so many things change that you just kind of go, oh my God, I need to understand what's going on here. And you can't do it from your head anymore. You can't think these things through. You've really got to be able to go, I need some help here. I need some guidance. How am I going to get through this? And this is when your spirituality and being able to be guided is absolutely paramount to your whole experience. So it's not a poof and a bang and fairy dust and isn't that nice, everything's working out nice, all the signs I get are so nice and people are so nice and my business is flourishing, oh, I'm awake. It's really then that you kind of go, oh my God, I'm carrying this around with me, well, I need to let that go. I'm not growing in this department, oh, I need to let that go. This is all about your ascended journey. It's like, whoa, how can you get there? You know, like Superwoman's really flying fast, and you know, to be able to fly fast, she has to let go of so many thoughts and beliefs. And that's why the dragons are here. That's why the dragons are here, and these messages that came in from the dragons are all about how you let that go, how you call in the dragon, how you call in the dragon to help you get better guidance, how you call in the dragon to help you understand your business or your health or your relationships. So there's so much to be enjoyed in this new way of living. And they come in so well for the practical sides of life. So you're like, oh my God, I can't get this sorted out. Like my bank's going crazy, can't get this sorted out. And then, oh, okay, they've done that for me. It's all sorted out. Because you're asking, because you're very conscious with what the whole situation is all about. Just today, I was asked for the dragon's help through something for two ladies, actually, on a completely different continent. They both asked the same question within half an hour of each other, and this happens quite a lot. One lady had issues going on at home, and she was feeling confused, and she kind of lost her confidence with things, and she said, which dragon would be best to help me with that, because I really need some help today. I've got a lot to get done in my earth terms. So we called in Bloom, and I sent her some information on Bloom, and she knew what she was doing because she's already one of my clients. And the second lady was really needing to manage something and get over a hurdle that she hadn't been able to get hold of and over in her business, because it was her. She'd kind of lost her confidence, and she'd kind of lost it, lost who she was. So again, we pulled in a different dragon for her. We pulled in Sovereign came forward. So I was asking, and Sovereign came forward, and she said, I can handle this. And I was like, oh, of course you can, because that's everything about your energy, is getting into your sovereignty, getting into this soul-led queendom that you represent, this whole, that you are the queen of everything. So this is exactly how the dragons come in and help you run your life and your business, by it being a guided life. Now, you can ask the dragons to come in for support and to help you, get you through over certain hurdles, but it's building up a relationship with them, building up a relationship with yourself, with your soul, with your business. So everything is a consciousness, and you are so entwined with that. So the foundations then, the difference between the left and the right, between the left hand side of the doorway and the right hand side of the doorway. 3D then, this is where you are having to position yourself. You've got a particular ID that you've grown up with. You've been educated in a certain way. You're attached to the outcome. You have got linear thinking, linear strategy, and you're really overthinking it, and you really believe that you are the one that has to solve all of the problems. You are very serious, and it's very survival mode. You've got to get this, or you're just not going to survive. There's a fear running through your body, and if I can feel into it in my body what the 3D feels like, it's kind of tense, and it's rigid, and there's no bending with it. It's all rules and regulations and competition, and I've got to win. There's goal orientated. So can you understand what this means to live on this side of the doorway? It's hard. It's a struggle. There's lots of effort. People are not very helpful. People are very competitive. They don't want to help you out very much. What else is going on in here? Yeah, again, I'm going to say the survival, fight, flight, and fight. I should say fear, fight, flight, and what is it? Freeze. So, you know, this is where this goes on a lot. It's just kind of like, oh my mind, just like confused and frozen and not being able to move forward. There's a lot of struggle, effort, and force. This is the 3D. If you imagine yourself in a doorway, if you lean into this side, that's what it feels like. I'm going to maybe do that. I'm going to send you a video of that as well. Now, if you want to lean into the 5D experience, like how would I run my business? How would I be living and enjoying life if I'm in the 5D experience? What does it mean to me to move into this particular way of living? You're very connected. People are kind. People are helpful. They just want you to succeed. There's love, like oodles of love. It's not limited at all. Your thinking is very intuitive. You're really letting a lot of information flow through you. You're feeling your way forwards. You're understanding the way of the world and the fact that that doesn't feel good. I'm picking that up in my gut instincts. That's not good. That's not going to suit me. So you're picking up when people are being more 3D. You're picking up when they're more 3D and they're looking for an outcome. You can read their intentions because you read it in your body. This is how you are when you're in 5D. You're very attuned and sensitive to what's going on in other people's intentions. So you'll pick up when somebody is spamming. You'll pick up when somebody is lying. You'll pick up when somebody is just, they're out to win and they really don't care whether you win or not. They're out for profit, let's just put it that way. It's very in the moment. So you do a lot of soul-to-soul communication when you're in this 5D place. And if you've got a negotiation come in, you just open your heart up and you just I hope that you absolutely appreciate everything that's going on in this group. I hope that you absolutely appreciate everything that is given away free in this group. If you meet someone who's coming to buy your car, you just, I really hope that you look after this car because this car's really done me a lot of favours. She's been here for me all the time. And I'm really hoping that the car really enjoys the experience that you're able to give her. So you would be reading into the situation and you will know whether that's going to be true or not. So you really are using your guidance, you're using your intuition, you're using your senses. And you're able to ask a lot of questions as well when you're in this particular state, when you're in this 5D state. You're very flexible. You can move very slowly, but things happen rapidly. You're changing your frequency. You're living in altered states of frequency rather than thinking you need to force something through. It's just like, I'm just going to change my frequency and just take it from that perspective. Everything's going to work out all right. You're very calm. You're very serene. It's a very, very different world. Can you see that? Can you see that if you're standing in the doorway, you can lean now back into the left-hand side and you can kind of go, oh my God, it's rigid, it's survival. There's lots of fear, fight, flight and freeze. Got it this time. People are not helpful. It's all win-win. It's all to do with profit and ego. And then you can come back and just, oof, neutral. And then you can go into the right-hand side, the 5D side, and you can feel into that. Oh, there's flow, there's ease, there's guidance, there's intuition. People are friendly, kind, helpful. And it's more the people and the amount of transformations that you give people than the amount of money that is involved. So many people are just stuck on the amount of money, which is fine. But living in 3D and 5D, you can be equally as rich. But on the left, on the 3D side, it is hard work. It is force. It is sucking your soul dry. And on the right-hand side, it's just like, oh, everything's going to work out really well. I know it is. This is the way that I would like to be treated, and this is the way I want to treat others. So you see, it's very, very different. Hi, Rita. So it all comes down when you're talking about your life being guided and your business being guided to energetics. It's shifting things to align into the new frequency that's here on Earth, which means you're finding new ways to shift your business from operating in 3D to being able to manage and operate itself in 5D, energy, listening and being guided. If you're interested in diving deeper into this topic, carry on listening. But also, this is exactly what we're here for in Practical Magic. This is exactly what the dragons are here for as well, to help you move into these diving deeper, being interested in living a guided life. As a human, you are already a multi-sensory, multi-dimensional being. Believe it or not. But you're being asked to bring all of you through. So this multi-dimensional, multi-sensing part of you, is your soul, is your spirit, is you connected up on the conduit. It's you. You are that powerful. This is the messages from the dragons. You are that powerful. You are here to do amazing, remarkable, extraordinary, beautiful things. You are beautiful. You are unfathomable. The deepest part of you is just the most beautiful. indescribable part, this deep, deep, deep down, touching parts of you that you've never reached before, is touching into your soul and allowing yourself from that part of you to be open to the guidance that's available for you. And that means that your business is taken down a track that is completely open, very, very different to following what we were just talking about living in the 3D world. So again, it means that the 3D world, maybe your business is very boxed and labelled and stuck, and this is the way that it goes, and we don't change anything. This is my identity. And the dragons come in to break those spells, to kind of like just break that spell, break that spell, break that spell, break that habit, break all the things that we thought life was all about. They could just kind of like just burst those bubbles every now and again. They burst another bubble, like, oh wow, yeah, I get it. And so you're just lightening the load. You're just not carrying around so many beliefs and rules and everything else. So this is the journey. So you see that manifesting and attracting a 5D business and awakening that is a lifestyle. It's like, oh, I choose to be a happy-go-lucky, very, very wise woman, tapped into all consciousness, tapped into the dragons. I am a very wise woman. I'm serene, I'm unflappable, unapologetic the way that I'm able to get guidance. And this is just the most beautiful lifestyle that I could have ever imagined. If I'm about to move house, I would think, okay, now what are the steps that I know that the dragons have shown me? Rather than getting all upset and emotional about, oh my God, I've got to move house again, all the stuff that goes with it. And like, no, I'm going to create it. Because when you are living in 5D, moving your business and your life, because you're so entwined, your business is you, you are your business, everything in part of your life, there's no separation. So when I walk out of my office, I'm not separating from my business and shutting it down and go, oh, don't talk to me about my business. I'm like, my business, my clients, they're with me everywhere. I love them so much. I plant a rose for them in my garden and I watch that rose grow, and I know that if it gets covered in aphids and another one doesn't, or if something, and I know that something's then going on for that particular person because it holds the energy of the person. If you have been given a flower, listen to this, if you've been given a flower by a loved one, it's that flower that bridges the relationship between the two of you. So if something's happening to that flower, if it's flourishing and every single year it comes back and it's beautiful and it just looks stunning, it's just a reflection of your relationship. If one year it doesn't flower on Valentine's Day and the leaves are all wilty and the flowers are just pathetic compared to what they've been in the past, it represents that there's something going on in the relationship. I have a relationship like that right now. I have a flower that is just, and for the last 4 years, 5 years, it has been the most beautiful orchid you could possibly imagine. And this year, it is a pure representation of what is going on in that relationship, the bridge. Things talk to you all the time. And it's your role to kind of go, is it time to move on? Is this something that I need to understand? You know, if my suspension goes on my car, or if I get a flat tire, or the boiler leaks, like, this is all living in 5D. This is your guided life. It's not just sitting in meditation and waiting for specific answers to come through. It's like, what is going on in all of your life that allows you to get the messages? When you operate in 5D, you change. You become very much more relaxed, calmer, more grateful, more thankful, more loving, serene. Did I say that already? You choose different things for yourself. Probably the way you dress changes, the way you eat changes. The way you think changes. You think an awful lot less. You ask questions, you see what's going on. It is a level of consciousness that you just didn't have before. You don't get angry at so many things. You don't throw your toys out of the pram at so many things. It's just, and you notice that people are kinder towards you when you're in this state. So if you're driving along and looking for a parking place, somebody goes, oh, there's one just there. People are just helpful. People are helpful with your business. Like if you send somebody a message, they go, oh, I know somebody who can do that for you. You're working and operating in a different state. And then so are you attracting those people around you as well. You cope so much better with life. You're almost living and stepped over into a different parallel universe. You still see everything the same, just doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you. You just don't take on that vibration. You don't take on those stories, and you just don't get worried. You don't get your knickers in a twist, let's put it that way. You're not triggered and you're not held back. There are no compromises to what you want to feel when you're on this moving from 3D to 5D. So we're all going to experience the shifts that happen between 3D and 5D when the planet evolves, and the frequencies are already changing. They get more and more and more refined, and so will your thinking, and so will your ways of doing things. They'll just have more detail in there. You'll know more of what you're asking for. And it's not the fact that things are struggles, things are difficult anymore. It's just they become easier. So your personality will shift. You'll be operating as one who has 5D magic at the end of their fingertips. That's why I call the group Practical Magic. Because when things work out, it's working out because you just know how to make things work out. You've got magic. It's, oh my God, that works so easily. Something happened for me yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I've got to sort this out. Oh, hang on a second. And by the time I thought about it and then I looked back, they'd already sent me an email saying, yep, all sorted out. So it's the ideal time now to start your shift, to start working towards what it is that you're working towards. So your business is in the domain. It is the most spiritual thing that you'll ever do. Your business, is able to guide you. Like I said earlier, you're able to ask very, very specific questions of your business and being able to get answers back. By doing your business in a 5D way, you will automatically attune and shift others because they are around you. We aren't just the one that has created our business. We have actually pulled it through. It is helping to create you, and you are helping to create it. The more you run your business, the more you'll be able to see, oh, right, okay, how do I need to change in order for this to happen in my business? How do I need to change in order for that to happen in my business? So we're doing things in a very, very organised, structured, detailed, refined. I like the word refined. We do things in a very refined way. So we are operating in very extraordinary times. So you, my beautiful soul, are ushering in a new version of you, a new identity of you. And if that means that you are running a business, then you are ushering in a different way of running your business as well. You are very attuned, very connected to that business. Even if you work in someone else's business, you can still be using 5D guidance within that business. So the business model that exists in the 5D is that it benefits all communities and the planet as we all move towards a greater consciousness. So we're here and we're going to be experiencing the world around us kind of crumbling away. The old things are not working anymore. So we knew that we were being born into this particular time. We chose to be here at this particular time. We knew that there are systems of financial control, there are systems of economic control, systems of education control, business systems, social systems, food supply, pharmaceutical and health systems and control. We are being reminded that we become more connected. The more connected we come to our soul, the more of our spiritual journey unfolds. The old ways are breaking down in favour of ways that benefit people, the planet, away from profit and power, where people are more helpful and they're more supportive of you and your business, your personality. They're very conscious. New Earth business isn't about making millions and millions of dollars. That too is still possible. It's a shift to being the goal of impacting millions of people instead. So it's not that I want to make millions of dollars. I don't care how I do it. It's like, I want to be impactful and ignite millions of people into this 5D world, into connecting and communicating in with the dragons. I want them to understand the messages. I want to be influencing and impacting in social ways millions of people. You see the difference? So when you do the inner work, you let go of the patterns, the subconscious beliefs, so that you can heal. And then what happens is we become, and we see the magic. The dragons see the patterns inside you that need to be let go of as colours, as frequency, and hone right into those. And I can see those through the dragon's eyes. And I can channel the frequency that you need to move into in order for you to let go of the frequency that's blocking you. Does that make sense? So when the dragons hone into you, they can see the colour and the frequency, and I can sort of pick that up. And I go, right, that's the frequency that's the problem, and I can feel it in my body as well. I'm like, okay, but this is the frequency that they need instead. So I need to take them here to get that to let go. And the dragons call that an exorcism. And it's just an excommunication. It's an experience of blowing that out of the water so that you're not feeling that particular frequency anymore. Hopefully that makes sense. So we get to refine our values as we do that as well. We get to transform ourselves and our business. It transforms naturally. All becomes very adaptable with change. And the environment that we live in starts thriving. We all start to thrive together. So I'm seeing pictures now of like people not working well together, very competitive and very political, and I'm better than you and you're no good and all that kind of stuff. So instead, we all thrive together. We're able to just see through the nonsense that's going on and just don't add fuel to the fire. We get to serve a marketplace. We get to serve beautiful, beautiful people. And we get to serve the planet, the evolution of the planet. So learning to build and run your business purposefully, a soulful 5D business that's for the force of good. It reflects your values, embodies the conscious business. So we are going to have an invitation all the way along when you're being invited to work and activate this particular side of you. This is what the dragons do. So that you're being able to invite into your experience, this activation. This is what you're here for. This is what you came here to do. And it's by no small means. It really isn't. It is just the best way to live. And it is a lifestyle. For me, it was the most exciting thing when I realised I'm getting guidance. I'm getting guidance about my business. They sat me down. They told me to zip it and just watch, and I'm just played out this film in front of me about what the dragon cards are going to look like and how my business is going to look. And I have these courses that I'm given. And instead of just going, all right, okay, that's the course. Well, okay, I'll create it then. It's like, no, we'll create it together. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm thinking, what's the name for the course? How many people do we need to have in this course? How will I interact with the people in this course? What's the logo for this course? What's the ultimate transformation for this course? How many beautiful souls? Where will they come from? What's their experience of it? What are all the facets and what are all the differences within this course that's really, really going to... So we focus in very deeply on one particular program, course, product. And this is what I'm doing in Manifest with the Dragons. It's just like, let's just get in there and find out exactly the best way to make this run. And that for me is absolutely stunning. I just come away with, whoa, gosh, so much information. Often I have to, record these meetings because there's just too much information to sort of bring through. A bit like when I do a business reading, it's like, whoa, we need to kind of pull all the information out of there, because as soon as we open up the channels, so much information needs to come out, because up until then the person hasn't asked. So like the information that's coming through is like, oh, we need to do this, and this. So it takes some while to kind of get all of that, start eking it out. I'm working with 2 groups of ladies, and this is exactly what we're doing in slightly different ways. We're really listening and pulling out every single aspect of one course so that they can market it, they can articulate it, they can stand in their power, they know their value, and they know what they're really, really good at. So you'll be guided to what products to release, when to release them, what it's going to look like in 6 weeks' time, what it's going to look like in 6 months' time. It is by no means, what's that word? By no means, it's not like what, Kelly? It's not hit and miss. Absolutely not. It is like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do it full on, we're going to get guidance for absolutely everything. And these are where the questioning techniques come in very, very handy. So running a 5D business is your mission. You will be calling in the clients and then listening to exactly what it is that the client wants, needs, and is lacking the most. What will make them buy from you? What will make them turn up and listen to you? What is all the stuff that really makes a huge difference to them? Not a huge difference to you. You already do what you do standing on your head. But how is that going to make a huge difference to them? And how are you going to articulate that in your words and in your energy, in your frequency? What are you radiating out when you're talking about this? And one of the things about being in a 5D business that I absolutely love, whenever I get someone into their purpose, and I said, okay, now, so if I was to take that purpose away from you, if you were to live without doing that as your business, they were like, oh my God, I don't want to be here if I'm not doing that. That is just that. It is the nucleus of me. It is the center of me. It is my core. I am here to do this. I'm like, finally, you get your purpose. And you know that you will be doing that until the day you die, because it is absolutely, your heart and soul is behind it. And that is when you know that you're running your 5D business all the way. I say all the way to the bank, but all the way to the millions of people that you are here to transform. So what kind of things have I had in my experience writing my book? It's taken a long time to download it. And I'm like, is this book finished yet? No. Have I still got more to write? Yes. Is it 8 chapters? No. Is it more? Yes. Is it 10? No. 11? No. Is it? Yes. I'm finding out all this as I go along. So what is this chapter about then? All right. What's the action in this chapter? So it's a very inclusive way of writing a book, or producing the cards, or previously my home detox box, which helps you open up your, I'm writing more about that at the moment again, open up your 3D, open up your channels to be able to get more information coming through to you. So each product, each program has a specific outcome, has an intention as how many people it is there to serve. And you will know, like, am I to run this product again? No. Is there a different version of this product to run? No. Is there a new product coming through? Yes. You never, ever, ever, so like you're given an idea. You're given an idea. So, and then you ask all the questions you need to ask to run it. And then you've got all that, you set it up, and then you start running the course. And you run the course. And maybe you go back to the big, can I run the course again? Yeah, run the course again. Okay, do I run the course again? No. Take it back to source. Take the other side of the triangle. Go back up to source and you say, right, what's the point? What's the intention of this course? Okay, and then you're given some more information, and then you run the course again. It's a completely different way of just making a product and have it just sit there forever and ever and ever, like a dishwasher, and it just keeps on running and running and running and running the same program over and over again, because people evolve, and we are having to be that flexible with people. I did have something that I wanted to give you today, which is basically the technique to be able to sort of, well, it works every single time for me. It works for all my clients, and it will work for you too. So there is a technique. There is a technique to start getting some really beautiful guidance and information through for yourself. So first of all, you have to know where your safe place is. And I've talked about this before. If not, you can go back over some of my videos of how you get into this natural, easy-going, safe place that you find within you. This is where your soul resides. It's a neutral place. It's a channeling place. This is where all your information basically comes from. So you're placing all of your consciousness into your heart and soul center so that you know yourself on an energetic level. And you're able to say, is this me? Is this 100% me? I've got not anyone else's ideas, not anyone else's burdens, not anyone else's stories. So the president would be saying at that time, clear the room. So that there's no one else in here other than you. So you know yourself 100%. And then you invite your business in to communicate with you consciously. From its perspective, what's the bigger picture for both of you? You can say, I'm open to receive guidance. I know there is so much more that you want to get through to me, and I want to get to know you way better. I'm listening so that we can be an unbeatable combination. The next part is you can say to your business, I want to get to know you way better. I really appreciate you, and I haven't tuned into you often enough. I do apologize. But please show me who we are at our fullest potential, and listen for the responses to come from the consciousness of your business. Your business is the best guide for this. It is completely able to get you as the human to see your true value. It lets you see what holds you back, and it becomes your best partner and your best teammate. So this is what we're reaching right now in Manifest with the Dragons. We're getting innovative ideas and guidance through from our business, from the business dragons, talk about Obsidian, Quan, and your specific business dragon. You will meet your specific business dragon. We're getting the best ideas so that you can reach your market and the people so that you are seen. You are standing out and shining in your area of expertise in your market. You've got like this insider's view, you know, like the insider's track. If you've got insider information, that's what it feels like. So you're actually able to sort of being at the leading edge. It's with you all the time. All you have to do is apply for one of the very rare places that I've got going at the end of March and April. And this is a 12-week program. We'll open you up into the new spaces every single week. You'll be understanding more about yourself, more about your business, more about what you're here for and what your business wants from you. Now, all I need to do is look forward to welcoming you into Manifest with the Dragons. This is the place where you are warmly received. You are warmly received by the business dragons, and understanding that you are a soul ready to be taken onto a different level, a 5D level with your business. We meet once a week. We're getting you into altered states of frequency so that you're able to tune in and ask your business exactly what is happening. I've got 3 ladies within this group of 10 that I've got already who've just made such great headway. One has been given the logo, one's been given the strap line, the name of the business, and its motto, who her clients are, where she's going to find them. And all of these ladies are having very, very, very similar experiences. And within that, we've been having meetings with Obsidian to find their value, meetings with Quan, who's a beautiful bronze dragon, to find out their best pricing and to find out where they sit and where they stand within their niche and their area of business. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So this is Manifest with the Dragons. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. This is Manifest with the Dragons, where we're really getting deep down, deep into the beautiful, beautiful soul of you and into the core of your business, its heart and soul, consciousness, to really find out what it is that you're here to do and make sure that that works extremely well. Picking one particular product that you want to bring in and making that work, making it really, really work for you. Living with guidance. How's that? Living with guidance for your work and for your life. I'm going to love you and leave you. I've been going on for long enough, and I hope that has been helpful for you to understand just exactly how it is that we're going to be working in new frequencies as a human, operating in 5D, much faster, more refined frequencies, much kinder. So have a wonderful afternoon, morning, whichever part of the country that you are in, any part of the world, and just ask yourself, are you ready to be on the leading edge, a pioneer, working in a different way, working with the dragons, being guided, living a life that is guided. And once you get guidance in one thing, you can get guidance with absolutely everything. My absolute pleasure, Trisha, thank you for being here. Simona, Rita, and anyone, if you're on replay, let me know how things are going. Let me know exactly what you got out of this. Let me know also if there's anything more that you want to know about running your business. Which part of your business is ready to get guidance right now? Is it your products? Is it finding your clients? Is it the prices you want to pay? Is it how you articulate things? Because this is exactly what you need to be doing in an intensive, and getting that as guidance to come through, because you can't make it up in your head. You have to be connected in with the soul of your clients so that you understand exactly what it is that they want, so that you're speaking and resonating at the same language. So always let me know what it is that is not working quite so well for you, so that we can read into that and I can do these kind of classes to help you work that out as well. Bye bye.